It's over.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training, once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he could be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think?
Okay, well, that whole thing, we made... a lot of death happened in Redcliffe with this Desire Demon's presence. However, we have won as best as we could under the circumstances. However, that whole scene just felt sad, and I appreciate all the death happened. Lydia Sold seems happy, and I'm very happy we did not have to kill her. Connor has his mother still. As for Jowan, I'm not entirely sure it's your decision to make. He's a blood mage. Why do you want my opinion exactly, anyway?
You spoke with him, have you not? You know what he has done better than I do, even.
Right, okay. Well, would you find him useful?
I would not trust him, but I would not presume to tell my brother what to do.
Right, okay. See, I'm not sure it's your decision to make. But I'm not entirely sure it's my decision to make. Jowan poisoned the Arl, thinking that he was doing good for the kingdom under Logain's command, who, if anything, is a master manipulator. Blood magic is dangerous, but it does not necessarily mean that everybody who does it is necessarily evil. I don't think that Jowan's evil. I think that Jowan is accident prone. Blood magic corrupts. If he is left to his own devices, he may fall further into it. But maybe this example would, we said no to blood magic, and we did it the hard way. We slogged through the circle tower to get the mages to come here, and Connor is alive. Lydia Sold is alive. Eamon is technically alive. Though God knows if he's going to recover. I was really hoping we could maybe affect some sort of change. Maybe a conversation with the Desire Demon would get him to wake up. But deals with demons never go not the demon's way. I did speak to him, and I would like him released. So the question remains, do I think it's my decision to make? Whose else's decision would it be? Eamon is a fair man, but we haven't really met him, and this guy did poison him. Bantegan has no say in this. Bantegan should not be allowed to decide. He doesn't... I mean, Bantegan's a very good man. I have a lot of respect for Bantegan, but he does not know enough about the situation. Lydia Sold is too bitter. My hand is hovering over the 2 button.
Released? Are you mad? Why would you do such a thing?
I agree with Isolde. He's a Maleficar. We cannot simply unleash him on the land and ignore his crimes.
And perhaps you're right. Yeah, okay. Do you know what? It's not my decision. Perhaps you are right.
Very well. I shall have the mage imprisoned again for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon.
Yeah, I suppose you want to help me search for it, right? I was gonna try to do it anyway.
If your business leads you elsewhere, I cannot hold you here. But I hope you want to restore Eamon as much as I.
Sold?
My husband funded the research of a scholar in Denerim, a brother Genetivi. He has been studying the inscriptions on Andraste's birth rock. When Eamon fell ill, I sent the knights to speak to Genetivi. I hoped that he had finally discovered the location of the Urn of Sacred Ashes itself. They were unable to locate Genetivi. In desperation, I sent more knights in search of the brother, or some clue of the urn's location.
Okay, well. Yeah, I've met a few of them along the way. Some of them have died, by the way, just so you know. I do have the Darkspawn to contend with, but I think Eamon's going to be a very important step in uniting the Landsmeet against Loghain, bringing him down, and that, with a land in civil war, we cannot possibly defend against the Blight. I need to unite the land, and part of that involves getting Loghain out of the way. So I will see if I can find this relic.
No one else can. Even if I wished to do it myself, I cannot abandon Redcliffe to its own devices.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could seek out the brother's home in Denerim and see if any clues remain on his whereabouts. It is the only place to begin the search, I think. I must go to the hall and begin rebuilding. I wish you luck, and may the Maker go with you.
Yeah, okay. Right, we had a bit of back and forth about Jowan. It's unfortunate that they didn't give me the option to say my part on it. I did get the impression it was kind of my decision about Jowan, but I would like a word with him before I go. I took quite a long time on that decision, and it wasn't really. Eventually, you just kind of realize it's kind of not in my hands. I don't really know enough about the situation, and it was kind of. It was almost childish of me to try and assert my will on it.
Now's better than later.
The First Blight Chapter 2, that does sound interesting. I sold. Hello.
You saved my son's life.
I did, didn't I?
As well as my own. I will always be thankful to you for that.
Yeah. You're welcome. Maybe we can have a word with Connor.
I wonder what happened to all the other castle servants that were here. Do you think they all died? Or did they run away?
At least one ran away. The blacksmith's daughter, she ran away. Connor, anything to say?
You're the one who saved me.
Well, actually, it was Wynne.
Then, I guess I owe her thanks. Father always said to remember to thank people who do nice things for you.
Yeah.
I hope Father gets better soon. He will, won't he?
I don't know, Connor. Do you hear that little Wynne? Be grateful for the kids' grandkids.
How long will Father be sick for?
I don't know, man.
He looks like he's sleeping.
I'll get on it. There's got to be something behind this relic thing. It saved the game for me. Oh, yes, I remember this passageway. Wow. The ruins of my previous battles around here. Wow, there's more servants survived than I thought. Hello. Excuse me. Hello. Excuse me.
I hear you saved the Earl's son. That's got to...
You'd think, wouldn't you? But I feel like I'm kind of being sent away a little bit. You know what? I'm not in this for the rewards anyway. We saved Arl Eamon, kind of. Potentially, we saved Arl Eamon. We saved Connor, we saved Lydia Salt. Be happy with that. This has been the end of a long sort of series of... For the last... I mean, obviously I've got this large overarching goal, which is defeat the Darkspawn, but for the last months... Because I had that break from playing Dragon Age Origins... Oh god, these guys again. Please don't wake up. Because of the break I had to take in the Mage's Tower, where I had to take the 4-month break from playing Dragon Age Origins, I feel like this quest has been hanging over me for months. But I guess, you know, it would have taken maybe a couple of days in like real game time.
You return. Might you have news?
No, not at all. It's just saying hi, man. Hey, how's it going? Is the fire nice and warm? Because you know what? I haven't eaten since my family died. I said to Duncan when I arrived at Ostagar, I wanted a hot meal. No hot meal, ever. The only thing I've had, Van Tegan, is Darkspawn blood since the... It's very filling, don't get me wrong. I'm still riding high on it, but Still, it's not so good. What's Arlene's condition right now?
Unchanged, I'm afraid.
Of course.
We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. As time passes, I become more and more convinced the urn might be our only hope.
Right, okay. Are you calling Eamon's knights back?
Yes, but they are returning slowly.
Yeah.
No doubt the war's progress, as well as the darkspawns, hinders many of them.
Yeah, of course.
Then I must resume my duties. The civil war continues, and Loghain is no doubt angered Redcliffe has not been disabled. Good luck, my friend. I hope this continues to go well, for all our sakes.
We've kind of got to go to Denerim now without the support of Arl Eamon. I was hoping to get his support by the time that we went to Denerim so that I could stand toe-to-toe with Loghain.
You return? Might you have news?
No, but I'd like to talk about Jowan a bit.
What of him? He awaits my brother's decision on his fate.
And if he doesn't revive?
We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. As time passes, I become more and more convinced the urn might be our only hope.
I should go.
Then I must resume my duties.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep. Let's go down to the Oh, Sir Perth, hi, dude.
It is good you resolved this demon business. Now we must either revive the Arl or allow Ban Tegan to take his place.
It's not a bad choice, really, is it? Is that the courtyard over there? Yeah, it is. Let's head down to the dungeons. Have a word with Jowan. See what he has to say. He seems willing to accept whatever fate is thrown at him. Hello, servant. Oh, can I unlock this now?
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Maybe.
It's done.
It's really not. Okay, moving on. Didn't expect that to work anyway. Yes. I used to wander the castle of corpses without the corpses in it. Jowan. Hello.
They're keeping me here until the Arl revives. If he revives. I suppose that's better than nothing.
I'm sorry, man. It bothers me. It genuinely bothers me. Jowan helped. Oh, but he did start it. But he was tricked. And he's a blood mage. Alistair, do you have anything to say about all this?
What do you need? Ask away.
Never mind. Okay, let's head back. I think it's time we nipped to Redcliffe and talked to a few merchants. Maybe just took things at a nice, slightly slower pace for a change. I've been thinking about what I want to do after Redcliffe. We got the Urn of Sacred Ashes, and that's fairly urgent. Well, every second we don't have it, Arleman risks death. This is my last chance to free Jowan. Blood Mage Malefic Harm. Whilst I consider this, let's talk to people.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
Huh? Oh, interesting question, Wynne. I was hoping to sort of get some sort of menial conversation on the go so I could ponder my troubles. It means I've been chosen to do something important. That's true. Glorying on honor on the battlefield. More of a pragmatist than that. I don't really care about that. It's technically about that. It means everyone needs to show me some respect. It means I've been chosen to do something important.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight.
Is there?
Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
Well, I guess. I serve as a protector, I do. Grey Wardens bow to no one, but only we answer to a higher calling, as it were. Not maker, but the calling of men's survival, and that way we serve men's survival, but not men themselves. So you mean to say I serve as a protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
Right. I wish I could be served instead. I was used to being served in my castle. You'd think with the upbringing that Nathan had, he would be more spoiled, and maybe he... I don't know. Nathan never strikes me as the type that sort of let all the nobility go to his head. Like his father had the idea of sort of, they serve their banner and they live in wealth and comfort, obviously, but, you know, they were the Kuzlins were a kind family. Well, I will keep that in mind.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Yeah, absolutely. Many kings are tyrants. Having a power does confine you to a certain extent. With Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility. That's true. I don't want power, I've never wanted it. It's the hand you're dealt. Having power confines you, yeah.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
You've actually, you drew a bit of an audience back there. That guard was totally listening in. Wow. Stop being wise at me, Win. It's very endearing of you. You know what, you've actually helped me, Win. Jowan is prepared to accept his fate. Unleashed upon the land, he has the potential to become an abomination, to wreak this havoc that Redcliffe has suffered through again. And if Redcliffe has taught us anything, it's that demons are bad, okay? I know I have the power in me to release Jowan if I was to press the issue hard enough. But we are going to leave him to his fate. Whatever that may be. I'll hope for his release, or at least some mercy, maybe an indentured servant, guys. But it's not my decision to make. It was childish, and I hesitate to use the word gamer-ish, the idea sort of every decision that comes along in a game is yours to make and yours alone. It's not my place. It was gamerish of me to think that the decision was mine. I would like him released. That doesn't make it so.